Hello everybody, it is the Conservative Coin Collector. Welcome back to my channel. Recently I did a video on covering every US cent from 17 something or other to 2020 something or other. The cent got discontinued, the Trump administration eradicated it, and they did it in an effort to save money, and I have to agree with that effort because it took 3.1 cents to make 1 cent, and they're making billions of them a year. Another coin that wastes money to make is the nickel. I think it takes about 6.5 cents to make a nickel. But if there's one thing that I know, it's the nickel's not going away anytime soon. I understand eradicating the cent because Canada got rid of their cent, and I'm sure a couple of other countries have. But the nickel, that's here to stay. At least for now. Who knows? CCP Gray could be right, and they could be getting rid of the nickel. Because he did a video like 10 years ago about getting rid of the cent when Canada got rid of theirs. And a couple of months ago, he did a video about getting rid of the nickel. But my personal opinion, I don't think the nickel is going away anytime soon. Today's video, I'm going to do what I did with the cent. Cover every year from 1866 to now. The nickel is relatively new in American history. It wasn't formed in the very beginning of our country. We had the half dime, and then the half dime turned itself into the nickel. And the half dime, it's a whole separate video. And on that topic, errors, varieties, proofs, all that stuff is a whole separate video. So I'm just going to be covering the standard nickel from shield nickel all the way to the Jefferson nickel we all know and love. That's going to be today's video, and I don't want this intro to be too much longer because I have a lot to cover. I like to say what a coin collector. You know to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and hit the bell icon, do all that good stuff. And well, on to the video. Starting off, we have the shield nickel that was first minted in 1866. This 1866 shield nickel is worth between $28 and $240, between $25 and $950, between $25 and $1,275, between $20 all the way up to $1,100. Between $30 and $1,850, between $75 and $3,000, between $40 and $1,450. This goes from $50 to $5,000, between $30 and $1,300, between $40 and $1,400. Between $35 and $6,500, $2,000 to $7,250, between $925 all the way up to $2,150, between $450 and $5,000, between $2,000 and $80,000, between $250 and $4,750, between $20 and $3,000, between $20 and $1,100, between $20 and $130, between $550 and $1,700, between $275 and $825, $15 and $110, between $30 and $220, between $15 and $120, $10 and $110, between $7 and $125, between $6 and $110, between $6 and $110, between $20 and $300, between $6 and $115, between $9 and $150, between $4 and $70. In an interesting turn of events that makes researching this video a lot easier, and I can finish this video a lot faster, and the video may even be a little bit shorter, but I guess that's to be determined. All the rest of the Liberty Head nickels are pretty much the same price from 1899 to 1912. But there are going to be 4 exceptions. In 1900, the Liberty Head nickel could be as much as $65, and in 1909, it could be as much as $70. In 1912, the V nickel also has the D and S mint mark as well. The 1912D can be as much as $175 from 3, and slightly more valuable, which I would even say it's a lot more valuable, is the 1912S V nickel. It can be $175 to about $1,400. 1912 was the final year that this nickel was released, and in 1913 we move on to the Buffalo nickel. So you think. 1913 was the very first year of the Buffalo nickel. However, there were some Liberty Head nickels minted in 1913, but these were never released to the public. Only 5 1913 V nickels were ever minted, and I actually have the 5 shown on the screen right here. Only 5 ever minted. They're all in pretty much great shape. These nickels, let's just say they are going to be the most valuable nickels that I ever cover, probably not only in this video, but ever. They range from between $2.5 million to $6.75 million. That's right, they're not just $1 million nickels, they are $6 million nickels, which is absolutely insane. Next up, we have the Buffalo nickel. The Buffalo nickel is one of my personal favorite designs on the nickels, and altogether, it's a close second to the Morgan dollar in my eye. Although it has a good design, it does have a design flaw. The flaw being that the year would rub out before anything else, and dateless Buffalo nickels are so common you could buy them in bulk off of Etsy, eBay, Amazon, and they're only worth 5 cents, and if you liquidate them, they're worth even less than that. Pretty much just face value all across the board. That being said, how much is a 1913 V nickel, or Buffalo nickel rather, that you can just get date on there, everything? The price is between $5 and $250 for one of these. Between $20 and $400. Between $600 and $500. $2.50 up to $265. Between $200 and $500. Between $600 and $350. $1.50 up to $1,150. Between $1 and $900. Between $1 and $900. No, I didn't make a mistake. I did skip 1922. But why? Because no nickels, or pretty much any coins for that fact, were minted in 1922. So I have to move on to 1923. And the value of the 1923 nickel ranges from $1.50 up to $550. $1.50 to $1,700. Between $300 and $250. Between $15,000 and $115,000. Between $1.25 and $95. Between $1.25 and $45. Between $1 and $280. Between $1 and $800. Between $15 and $55. You may have noticed I skipped a couple years, and I'm at 1934 now. There is an explanation for that. The production of the buffalo nickel halted in 1932 and 1933 due to the Great Depression, and they resumed in 1934. That being said, the value is between $1.25 and $45. Between $1 and $42. Between $1 and $12. My time with the nickel has come pretty close to an end. The last two nickels I'm going to cover are the Wartime silver nickels. They're made of 35% silver, and each of them is worth about $1.35 per coin. Unfortunately, this is where I'm going to have to stop, because after the last year of the war nickel in 1945, all the other nickels are worth face value, if not slightly above, maybe $1 for an uncirculated one. So unlike the cent, I'm going to have to stop this one even earlier. I wanted to continue, but there is no use. The war nickel is the final nickel I'm going to cover.